All right, here's a very specific question. I prefer these because I can give a very specific answer and it's a lot better. I tend to not ramble as much. So he says, for online dating, when I'm messaging a female online, it's back and forth a few times. Then I usually say, hey, I'm pretty busy, as I'm sure you are busy as well, and my time is important to me. The dating app tends to be a little clunky at times. How about we exchange numbers? I promise to text you only 864 times a day. That's a joke. Then if I only had that Then I say, if I only had that type of time, lol. I'm usually able to get numbers, but the ones that I don't, I never hear from them again. Sometimes I'll wait a few days and ask if I've offended them by asking for her numbers. Others that I just say next. Any tips on how to get her to produce those digits? I always try to get away from the online part to getting her number so I can call her to get something set up. Cheers. Okay, let's start at the top. Okay, here we go. Hi, I'm pretty busy. So you say you qualify asking her number quite a bit there. And the thing is you don't need to qualify it. You don't need to qualify yourself. Just do what you want. You don't have to explain yourself. When you explain yourself, you're telling her that you're not good enough and you have to convince her. So when you're saying this, and it's working with some women, but let's optimize a little bit and let's just change it up a little bit. Okay. So you're saying, hey, I'm pretty busy, as I'm sure you are busy as well, and my time is important to me. Okay. The dating app tends to be a little clunky at times. How about we exchange numbers? I promise to only text you 864 times a day, even if I only had that type of free time. Okay. So you're doubly saying you're busy. You're saying she's busy too. And you're qualifying busy, clunky app. You're only going to do 800 times a day. Wait, clunky dating, and then you do it again. So you've done 3 qualifiers. So you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. And then you put a joke in there, only 864 times a day. That's a joke. Okay, well, that's not that bad. That's actually not a bad thing to say, because it tells her that you're telling her you're not going to be needy. But you're saying at the same time that you're kind of showing that you are, and you're trying to not come off as it. And I hope you're not putting the LOL in there too, because that's even worse. And then you're assuming that she can't get a joke. So in other words, you're really kind of shooting yourself in the foot there. If you've already connected on the app, then just say, hey, you seem interesting. I'd like to get to know you better. How about send me your number? Or you could say, here's my number. Give me a call. I personally only dated women that had contacted me first on online dating. I didn't do a lot of that. So one of the guys in the group might be able to give you a little bit better tips on this. But my thing is that the phone number should just be a reason it's just a way to get a hold of the person so you can meet them in real life. And I do know that you want to get them off the app as soon as possible, because there's no point. You don't need to have this long back and forth. Some women will be a little bit afraid about what's going on, but if you connect well with her, it should be fine, right? So that's one of the good reasons why you want to get the number, so you can have like a short 10, 15-minute call, see if you connect, see if it's worth actually meeting in person, if you're going to have any kind of compatibility issues or not. And you don't need to qualify it, and I've coached many guys who do this a lot of online dating, and I'm always like, just go as quickly as possible. You don't need to qualify it. She knows why you're contacting her. You don't have to qualify that the dating app is clunky. You don't have to say I'm busy and she's busy. What you're saying is like, you're trying to pretend that you're not too busy and that you're busy. And even if you aren't or not, this is how it comes off. This is what it sounds like. Hey, I'm really busy and I know you're busy and I don't want to come off as whatever, but maybe we should change numbers. I don't want to get too much in your way. But I promise I won't text you a million times. Even if I could, I don't even have that kind of free time. Again, you're trying to sound overly important. You don't need to do that. Just say something like, hey, I'd like to get to know you better. Here's my number. Call me when you're free. That's it. Something to that effect. If you've already kind of gone back and forth a little bit. So you're saying you're able to usually get numbers. With that, that's good, right? So that means you're having some kind of a match going on there. But some, you never hear from them again. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Put them out of your memory. They show you, women who like you make it easy. So she's showing you that she's not interested by not texting you anymore. And it might be because this and whatever else you're doing is probably showing a little bit of qualifying yourself to sound like you're better than you are, or that you don't feel intrinsically valuable. And this is a common problem that guys have, right? Not feeling intrinsically valuable. But anyways, you'll say, sometimes I'll wait a few days and I'll ask if I've offended them by asking for her number. Which, no, you shouldn't do that. Like, why would that be offensive? That you're not being offensive. You know you're not being offensive, so why would she see that as well? Right? You're too worried about her and the way she's feeling about everything instead of just unapologetically expressing yourself the way that you want to. You know, you're a good guy with good intentions, and you know what you want. You know the kind of guy that you are, and it's really good that she would be interested in you because she's going to have a good time and she's going to be with a good guy. And so you don't have to think that you're offending them. You're not hurting anybody, you know. Don't go around the world thinking that you're offending people. If they get offended, that's their problem. That's the thing that they've decided to become offended about. And that's their own ego hiccup that they're going to have to deal with. But for you, you don't do that. You know, you want to be bold. You want to be audacious. You want to get out there and say what you want to say unapologetically and with heart. You don't have to qualify yourself 3 times in a text just to get the number. You know, it comes off a little bit as begging, and you don't want to do that. So this is what I say when guys talk women out of liking them. So that's what's happening here, because there's something initially there that she likes, and then you do something like this. You start talking about liking you because you're showing her that you don't intrinsically find yourself valuable. And if you don't find yourself valuable, she can't find you valuable, because if you don't find yourself valuable, then that means that you know, or you feel that you don't bring anything to this world. You don't bring value into this lifetime. And she needs to be with a guy who brings value, brings worth to this lifetime. She can't follow a guy who has no worth. And she can't respect a guy who doesn't even have self-worth. So work on that. Do some more meditation. Do some more letting go of this. And really think about what it is in your language that's relaying the fact that you don't feel very worthy of her. I know this might have been a little harsh for you, but that's okay. That's how we learn, and just take that to heart. And I think in the future, you'll do a lot better. Thanks for the question. And let me know if this has been helpful to you in the group. Bye.